Hi, this is Terry Preuss, NBCT and Vice President of the Broward Teachers Union, coming to you from my Terry Cave, my back closet, which is one of my favorite places. How are we going to survive the assault on public education that we are experiencing in Broward County? Well, one of the ways is that the Broward Teachers Union is uniting with the School Board of Broward County to fight some of the new legislation that is targeting schools of poverty and schools of color, and we are going to do this vigilantly. We are asking you to join us in this stand for kids. We are asking you to go outside of the comfort of your home and speak up for the communities that need you, because oftentimes the people in these communities are not aware of the disastrous legislation that is being passed. These communities are often the last ones to really understand that this legislation is there to profit greed corporations, that their own children and their own communities are really being used for the profit of others. And I think the average voter also might not know this, and I think that it's come a time when we have to stand up and we have to educate people. There is no more time for waiting for your union leaders or your people in office to do all of the heavy lifting. And I'll tell you why. Because it doesn't happen that way. I used to think it did, but it doesn't. It takes real people talking to other people. It takes community partnerships. It takes town hall meetings. It takes going into schools. It takes calling meetings at your schools, at your communities, with your condo associations. It takes that to create the revolutionary kind of action that we're going to need to combat a legislature that is essentially producing legislation that benefits the wealthy and that harms kids in need of resources in their schools. Kids who need fully funded public schools instead are going to have charter schools opening in their neighborhoods, and these charter schools are going to be billed as the salvation, because of course if you're in a failing school community, it's because the school isn't doing its part. That is a lie. That is a lie. Failing schools are in communities of poverty. These are communities most likely of color. It is our black and brown citizens and children who will suffer, and it is our greed corporations who will profit. Those are the facts, folks. Those are the news. Take them to your neighbors, and when you hear Senate Bill 7069 has some good parts to it, that's how they sell you the snake oil. They put a few little shiny, glimmering things in there and make you think it's a good thing. It's not a good thing. Schools of hope are going to seduce some people into thinking that they are getting help. They're not getting help. They are helping to line the pockets of wealthy corporations and people who are creating a charter phenomenon and a charter movement in education that really benefits themselves, and they make it sound like it's something that benefits communities because it's very convenient for them to make it seem like it benefits communities. It doesn't. It benefits their own pockets. Don't you fall for it, Florida. This is Terry Lopez Preuss, NBCT, and the Vice President of the Broward Teachers Union, stating we will stand with our communities. We will stand with our local leaders who will stand up to Governor Rick Scott and Senate Bill 7069. That is our pledge.